Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you how to use your autopilot mind to attract what you want with the law of attraction. Now I believe this video can help transform the way you use repetition in your life and understanding that if you do a couple of these simple, practical tools and techniques and you apply them in your life, it can really change just about everything. Now, I used to really pay attention to patterns in my life. Like I used to have a sales commission job even just like a month ago. And in that job, what would happen is there would be certain states that I would get into, certain like modes, way I would communicate with people. And I would pay attention to things like my body language. I would pay attention to like my thought patterns and the things I was consistently thinking. I would pay attention to the way that I relate to other people. And within those days, what I would realize that when I had the best days, there were certain things that I did that really allowed me to feel the momentum of the success of that day. And there were days, those days normally I would perform better than maybe 2 or 3 days worth of commission I would make in that one day. So that allowed me to ask myself, what are these things that I'm doing that's getting me the kind of results that I am? And I realized that a lot of it had to do with repetitious thinking over and over again at certain intervals in the day. It was almost like I'd done it so consistently that it went on autopilot. It went like to the subconscious mind, and that's where the real benefits begin to start. Now, this is what I'm gonna propose to you again. I'm gonna propose something again to you. It's understanding that when it comes to repetition, what you can do is associate certain activities with certain thoughts. Now, this is what I mean by it. When you go to the bathroom, that is a activity that you'll do every day. When you go through certain doorways, when you go to work and you go on a lunch break, the idea is there are certain locations that represent certain times of the day to you, and what you can learn to do is to feel certain emotions and to think certain thoughts when you are in those places. Now, this sets what is called a trigger or an anchor, and in NLP, what is called neuro-linguistic programming, what we can do is influence our mind in a very powerful way by simply deciding that when we do certain things that we're gonna do every single day no matter what, like we're gonna walk through a doorway, certain doorways no matter what, especially if it's, at our work, we're going to do certain things every day, and when we do those, what we can do is think certain thoughts and relate to them in a certain way. Now me, for example, this is gonna sound kind of, I guess different. When I would go to the bathroom at my work, what I would do is every time I was going to the bathroom and I was like at the urinal, I would think certain thoughts. I would normally think about how grateful I was for the kind of day I was having. And I realized that the days that I was having the best days, that was something I did naturally. That was something that was on autopilot. So it was almost like it was just continuing to build momentum. But what I eventually learned to do is to put myself in that state by consciously deciding that I was going to think those thoughts, feel gratitude in those scenarios when I was doing those things. So what I want to encourage you to do is to first off understand the power of your autopilot mind, the repetitious thoughts. And this goes back to something I've talked before called segment intending, which is something I believe that I got from an Abraham Hicks book. But it's understanding that what we can do is think in a certain way in certain activities, and to do that every day, and it adds momentum. What we do is we pre-pave the kind of experiences that we want, and one of the most powerful emotions that we can use is the power of gratitude. And gratitude simply means that we are focused on already having what we want. We are focused on the things that we already do have, and that puts us in a certain state of being, which then attracts to us everything that we want to create for our day. It brings more of it into our life. Think of it as we focus more on it, we're bringing more of it into our life. So the idea behind this is to feel the gratitude for what you want to experience, or feel gratitude for what you've already experienced in the day, and to tag that onto certain activities. Maybe you realize that every day you're going to take 2 20-minute breaks at your job, and you always go to, you sit outside. What you can do is when you do that, for the first couple minutes, feel the gratitude for some of the things that have already happened. Feel the gratitude for the little things if it's hard for you to focus on certain things. So it could be having a safe drive to work. Could have been having certain interactions with people that you enjoy having interactions with. It could be being happy and confident in yourself and focusing on those aspects of who you are. As you do this and you tag it onto something that you do daily, you will find that over time it becomes an autopilot thing. It becomes something that just happens for you naturally because you have done the work of feeling it consistently. You've done the work of repetition, and repetition is what changes everything. The more you do this, the better results that you get. And what I encourage you to do is to find certain activities that you do every day and simply make it a must that you're going to feel gratitude in those moments just for 2 or 3 minutes. Focus on those more and more and start to associate the gratitude with doing those activities so that you know it's the autopilot thing you're gonna do is focus on those things when you're doing it. And you'll find that as you do that and you add in and you infuse what is called segment intending, meaning that as you go into a certain type of situation, you have a certain intention for the type of things you want to happen. So as you get into your car, you're imagining and you're thinking, as you get into your car, I want to have a safe drive, I want to flow smoothly within traffic, I want to remain mindful, I want to remain present. As you have those little intentions and then you go about your day, those add up. So the next time you get into your car and you start to remember those same thoughts, you pick up the momentum of the last time you did it. And the same thing, you can apply that towards going to work. When you're going into work and you're walking through the doorway of your job or whatever you do for a living, the idea is you can feel the gratitude for having an amazing day. You can imagine that as you walk out at the end of the day, you're going to feel the gratitude for having an amazing day, having amazing interactions with other people, feeling like you exceeded the expectations and that you enjoyed the process. And as you do these little things, you are adding to the momentum of your day, but more so than that, you are influencing your subconscious mind in a very powerful way. This is something that I use in so many ways. I use this when I create videos for you guys. There's certain things that I do as I get into state. There's certain things that I do when I'm driving, certain things I do when I go to the gym and on my way to the gym of what kind of workout I want to have. There are ways I do this with meditation and having certain, even in my dreams, before I go to bed at night, I have certain intentions of things I want to remember from my subconscious mind and the use of symbolism within my dreams. I use it, and as I do it every day, it adds to the momentum, and I find that that's when I very powerfully influence my subconscious mind. So I encourage you guys to try this to see how it works for you, and understanding that you have the ability to influence the subconscious mind through repetition and turning the law of attraction on autopilot. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and push that notification button right next to the subscribe button to make sure you see the daily videos that I do. And other than that, as always, I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, and namaste.